That the pancreas is attached to the duodenum?
Yeah, so you have the gizzard, and then the duodenum comes out and goes around like that. That's all duodenum. You have U-turn, and the tissue between this duodenum and that duodenum, that's pancreas. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's tan, sometimes it's pink. It's always pancreas. Okay.
And then it goes to the large intestine?
Then you have a whole lot of small intestine, and works its way down to the two coliceae. These are the ends. And I know you're doing a beautiful job of dissection, and I just pulled everything apart. I hope you don't mind.
No, we just wanted to see the U-turn. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you got that U-turn.
Yeah.
So this is all small intestine, CK layers here. There's the end of one, there's the end of the other. And the CK attached to the intestine about here. And so at this point you've got large intestine, posterior.
They're kind of the same color, right?
Yep, they are.
Okay.
And so...
Is it really larger? Because in terms of the diameter...
Oh, I'm not sure. It's sure the tradition.
Or maybe because of the CK we think it's more...
It could be, yeah. So having CK, what does it tell you about the diet of the bird?
Well, it has bacteria, which will break down the plant material.
Right, and so thus it eats a lot of plant material.
So herbivores?
Yeah, because if you have an eagle, you will not have CK. Just as if you have a wolf, you will not have CK.
Or maybe it's reduced. Or doesn't have it at all.
Really doesn't have one at all. Yeah, not of any. And if you have a koala bear that eats absolutely nothing but bamboo, you have a great, huge CK. All coiled around for yards. Okay, so cecum tells you about his diet.
Okay. And we just saw... kind of bulk. Oh yeah, there it is. Is it a follicle? What is it?
Well, I don't know what that is. All the way up there. These guys here, these are yolks, and it's all part of follicles. And the interesting thing, and you're being so careful about this that I don't want to move anything for fear I'm going to disrupt your beautiful arrangement. Okay, what I normally do is I take out these yolks so that you can see the ovary. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what does the yolk do? Is it the...
That's the food for the young in the egg as it develops out of its mother.
Okay, so it doesn't turn to the egg, or does it?
It's part of the egg. Yeah.
Should it be like a membrane around the embryo?
There's a lot of membranes, and that will be beautifully shown in your textbook.
It's like the yolk sac for humans.
For humans? Is that equivalent to that?
I think, yeah. And
but this is like an organ. It's like completely separate. The yolk sac for us is just a membrane around the embryo.
It's just a membrane containing fluid.
Well, I think you know more than I do on this. Okay?
Okay.
So it is an amniotic situation, definitely, and all these round things down here, those are all follicles of various stages of development, and so this guy here is your ovary. This bouquet of follicles.
Oh.
Okay? It's kind of interesting because in the mammal ovary, you have, look at all those air sacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely air sacs. In the mammal ovary, it's a unit that you have to cut open and look at the microscope to see here's a follicle, there's a follicle. In the bird, it's just all right out open in the abdominal cavity. It's an interesting difference. I have no idea what its significance is.
The follicles are more massive than humans, right?
Yes, definitely.
This is a disadvantage for birds because they fly.
Yeah, it's kind of heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, and then this here, all this floppy looking stuff, this is the oviduct, and although we have it drawn as being really skinny in the lab manual, and that came from the way a bird book drew it, it's actually fairly husky, fairly fat, and I think it's fairly muscular because you're going to have to be squishing these rather large egg yolks down it. So this end here is going to be the infundibulum, which is the opening, okay? And that's where they believe that the eggs get fertilized. So these sperm that don't get...
all the way up.
That's right, and they're not even usually put in with the penis, so it's all pretty amazing. Yeah. And so along this oviduct, various parts to the egg are added at various places. We used to have a little table and we told you where everything was added, and it was a lot for you to memorize, and we asked it on lab exams. We took the table out because it was just too much detail for people to learn, and people generally did kind of awfully on it. But down toward the bottom is the uterus, which is also called the shell gland. Now this egg may be in the shell gland, it may be in the vagina, which is posterior.
It's not actually the gizzard, is it?
No. Well, not other than various membranous things.
Oh,
no, the gizzard is
Oh, sorry, gizzard was... Oh.
Yeah, okay. So it's somewhere in the oviduct. It may be in the uterus, it may be in the vagina. Behind that, I suppose it's possible that it's even in the cloaca.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you can take this egg out and take a look at it.
So sorry, this was the uterus.
Well, toward the bottom, where's your diagram here? The eggshell digestive system, and I'm going to get... Could you turn the page by your lovely clean hands? There we go, that's what we're after. So, wherever the egg is, once it has had shell added in it, it can't be up here because the shell is added here. So the egg may be in the shell gland, it may be have pushed further to the vagina, or it may be all on the way into the cloaca. Okay? Those are if one is thinking about that, those are the three places that it could be. Okay? And then this reddish tissue back here, that's the kidneys.
Really the back.
Yeah, right at the back on either side of the spine.
It's a tissue, not an organ.
It's an organ.
Yeah, but it doesn't look...
I agree. And we have the kidneys drawn as if they're discrete lobes here, which they really aren't. But you have to draw them somehow. Okay? And they're a little bit more obvious as you go anterior. They're a little bit wider. Okay? So maybe we should let other people... I don't know if everyone has seen a female, and most people have theirs put away. Folks, if anyone didn't see female anatomy, there's a beautifully dissected female here. You want to teach them?
I remember it.
If you didn't see a male, there's one here.